Hello and welcome to a short video summary of the Philips 55POS901. You can read the full in-depth review via the link in the description or by clicking the info button at the top right of the screen. The 901 is Philips' first OLED TV. It uses a 55-inch Ultra HD 4K panel provided by a third party, and it uses a very attractive design. It has a brushed metal panel at the rear, a nice silver trim around the outside, a minimal bezel of about half a centimetre, and it has chrome feet in the sort of traditional style that's become very fashionable at the moment of having the feet at either end of the panel. What that does mean is you're going to need a surface that's at least 122 centimetres wide in order to position the TV on, although you also have the option of wall mounting, and for that purpose there are 400 by 400 Visa bracket mounts at the rear to use with a Visa bracket. The TV includes a forward-firing built-in soundbar, so the sound quality on this TV is actually very good, much better than you expect from a normal ultra-thin TV, and this TV is extremely thin. It is only half a centimetre deep at the top, where the OLED panel is, and as you move further down where the electronics and the speakers and their connections are, that widens out to about 5 centimetres, but still not that deep. But as I say, the sound quality is very good thanks to these forward-firing drivers and this built-in sound bar. All the connections are at the rear, and these are behind a removable panel which allows for tidier cable management. In terms of the actual connections themselves, you'll find 4 HDMI 2.0A inputs, one of which supports ARC and one of which supports MHL. There are also 3 USB ports and of course built-in Wi-Fi. The TV uses the Android Smart TV platform, which Philips has been using for a number of years now, and it includes basically a tile system with recommendations at the top, and then as you go down you have the App Store, all the various apps you can select, including key apps like Amazon and Netflix and YouTube and BBC iPlayer, and then at the bottom you also have access to gaming and the settings menus. Now, to control the TV you have 2 options. You can use their dual-sided remote control. This has normal controls on one side and a QWERTY keyboard on the other side for inputting things into the smart platform. Or you can use this, a stripped-down remote control, which is equally as effective for controlling the TV. Both are very effective. Generally I ended up using this most of the time because it's light and comfortable to hold and easy to use. Now, this being a Philips TV, it also includes Ambilight. So this is the first OLED TV to ever have Ambilight built into it. And Ambilight, if you don't know what that is basically little LEDs on the back of the panel, and these light up and create a light behind the TV itself. Now, this can be a sort of interactive light that's actually based on what's happening on the screen, but actually we really like the ISF mode. The ISF mode creates a nice neutral bias light behind the TV. It's excellent for watching TV in the evenings, and it's certainly something we'd recommend using if you do get a Philips TV of any type, but it worked very well with the OLED TV. Now, in terms of its performance, this is an OLED TV, of course. It has a 4K panel. It includes HDR, high dynamic range, and also it's Ultra HD Premium certified. Now, in testing, out of the box, it was pretty good, although the grayscale did have too much red and too much green in it and not enough blue, so there was a definite yellow tinge to whites. However, very easy to calibrate. There's a 2-point white balance control on this TV, and we were able to quickly calibrate it and get a nice even grayscale, smooth transition from black to white and nice even shades of grey. The colour accuracy out of the box was being skewed by the errors in the grayscale. But however, once we calibrated the grayscale, the colour performance was excellent with really good tracking across the board. All we need to do was make some very minor tweaks with the colour management system, and we had a really good colour performance. So overall, that's a great performance from the TV in that sense. Now, that's for standard dynamic range. For high dynamic range, again, very good performance. This TV could deliver over 750 nits. That was in its least accurate mode. In the HDR movie mode, you can get 650 nits, and in the ISF mode, you get around 550 nits. So you've got some choices there. In terms of its performance, very good, tracking the PQ EOTF very closely with a relatively even grayscale. The colour tracking was also very, very good. It tracked Rec 2020 very well, and it tracked DCI P3 within Rec 2020 excellently. So in fact, in terms of its performance with both SDR and HDR, very impressive. What else we got? Well, if you're a gamer, not so good. The input lag was a little bit high in both the game. Now, it does have game modes for both SDR and HDR, which is good news. The bad news is that in both of those, you're looking at 55 to 59 milliseconds, which is a bit high for serious gamers. Otherwise, though, Really solid performance, this TV. No 3D, of course, no 3D on any Philips TVs anymore, or pretty much any other manufacturer's TVs these days, but it does have a great SDR picture with all the benefits you'd expect from an OLED TV, so those deep blacks, a little bit of crush just above black, but that's to be expected really from a panel, and this is a 2016 panel, it has to be said, but no vignetting, minimal banding just above black, so a really good picture. Great colour accuracy, as I said. Motion handling was excellent. This is something that Philips do very well, and I thought the motion handling on this TV was very good. It was particularly effective with things like football, but it worked very well with movies as well, and you did have the option of using frame interpolation if you want to. In terms of HDR performance, the TV was also excellent. Now, it doesn't have quite the peak brightness of some of the LCD panels. 640 nits is pretty good, and obviously you have the precise specular highlights that OLED can deliver because it's doing it at a pixel level. So we found that the color accuracy was good, and the overall image performance was excellent, and the specular highlights were very precise, and we really thought the HDR performance was excellent. So great sound, great design, great looks, great picture, both SDR and HDR. This is a really good TV. Now, you can buy it for £2,799, which is not bad for a 55-inch OLED, and you're getting a lot of extra features in there as well. So overall, we really like this Philips TV, and we're more than happy to award it a recommended badge. Thanks for watching.